Hey everyone, so this video is about the book, The Power of Broke, how empty pockets, a tight budget, and a hunger for success can be your greatest competitive advantage, written by Daymond, who is the founder and CEO of FUBU Clothing, and he's also an investor or a shark on the ABC reality show Shark Tank. And basically in that show, there's people who come on the show and they pitch their ideas or their business ideas to these investors, and what he does is, based off of what they say, he decides whether or not he wants to invest in their business. But more or less, basically this book talks about how Daymond started with nothing and how he was able to create his company FUBU. And it's a really great story. He just talks about how he hustled, he grind, and he put in a lot of what Mark Cuban calls sweat equity. And so basically he's saying that you don't actually need money to start a successful business. You know, the perception is that you think you need money, but it's not necessarily the case that you do need it. So he was saying that for himself, that he was able to start such a big brand and that other entrepreneurs were able to do the same thing. And he talks about how, in fact, money can actually kind of make you not so successful, because if you have or if you receive money too early on, then your hunger for success, your drive might get diminished, or you might blow that cash more freely, and you might not watch that money as much as you would if you had nothing. And so he was saying that you really don't need money in the beginning until you have some sort of proof of concept or you have something working. And so for yourself, if you are thinking of starting a business, don't think that you need money, and definitely check out this book to read the success stories of all these people who just really hustled and grinded it out to make their business become a success. Now, basically, in this video, I'm going to share with you my favorite success story, and the success story that they talk about in the book. And it's this individual's name is Christopher Gray. And basically Christopher, he was a high school student living with his mom, who was a single mom. And it was around the time where he was wanting to go to college. And the thing is, or the challenge was, he was poor, right? His mom was a single mom. He had no money. She didn't have money. In fact, he didn't even have a computer. And so what's amazing about this story is that he was able to get or obtain $1.3 million in funding, or scholarships, bursaries, all of that stuff for college. And that's just really amazing, because that just blew my mind away, that, like, how could you even get that kind of money, right? And so what's even more fascinating, though, is that he didn't even have a computer. So what he had to do was he would go to the library, spend maybe 30 minutes to an hour every day researching the different types of available bursaries or scholarships, and he would just research and write up his applications. And every day he just kind of hustled and worked on those. And in fact, after he was able to obtain $1.3 million in scholarships, he created an application, and then he went on the show Shark Tank, and that's where he pitched his idea, and that's where Daymond and the other, I forget her name, but the other woman, that's where they invested in his idea. And you can actually find this video on YouTube, and just, it's such an amazing story. There are stories like that in this book. And for yourself, if you're thinking of starting a business, definitely check out this book. I would highly recommend it. Actually, in fact, I'm putting it on my recommended list of books to read. So if you're interested in learning about how to start a business with no money, there's also another book. It's called The $100 Startup, and it also highlights stories of people who've started with pretty much nothing, maybe like a few $100s or a few $1,000s in initial capital, and they kind of grew their business to almost something like equivalent to that of a full-time salary. So yeah, that's another book that you may be interested in checking out. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please hit that like button or subscribe if you want future notifications. And there's a link down below to this, a link to the book down below. And yeah, check out my website at www.bookstakeaway.com for other books that I've reviewed or talked about. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.